No, you don't.
I know, I need to stop saying that. That's right. This is the way I look in the morning without makeup before I put any effort in. I thought about doing my makeup before we left, but I just didn't have it in me to really get up and going yet. So, and Hannah has a French braid. As much as mommy can do a French braid. Not very good at it. And they decided to make themselves chocolate milk this morning. So that was fun. The floor was a little sticky, but mommy, they got it. Yeah, it wasn't a complete disaster. You cleaned up your mess. It was a little sticky, and mommy finished cleaning it up.
Delicious.
It was delicious.
I think the chocolates are in the cabinet.
You did a very good job getting everything you needed for it. It was just pouring the milk's a little tricky.
The straws are in the jar.
Yeah.
I can't reach them. I do reach the color straws sometimes, but I can't reach.
And next time you're going to wait for mommy. Because mommy was laying in bed watching a video that was like extra long on how this girl stopped binge eating. It was very interesting. Because that is definitely something I have dealt with.
You had to get up or else we would be late.
Well, no, I had plenty of time. That's why I knew I could lay in bed, but I didn't realize you guys were out making chocolate milk.
You had to hear us because we were...
I didn't hear you. I had no idea what you were doing, which is mommy's mistake.
Mom.
It is 12:30ish, so it'll be about 1 by the time I get to Target, and I'm debating on breaking my fast at Target to get the Unicorn Frappuccino that came out today, or I really wanted to break my fast around 4 today. So I'm debating I could get my Frappuccino now if they have it there. I'm hoping every Starbucks has it. I'm assuming they're going to, but you never know. It's something like that. So, or if I were to get it at 4, I would have the kids with me, and then of course have to get them something. So it's like, what do I do, you know? And I don't want to get them one because it's going to be way too much for them to drink. So I kind of mentioned before earlier in the vlog today that I have dealt with binge eating, and I can talk more about that now. It is something that kind of came on, I'd say like a couple years ago or something. I mean, I've always had like little spurts where, you know, you'll just like snack a bunch or whatever, but it wasn't like a binge. That was just kind of like overeating type of thing, or you're bored or whatever. But I noticed it was when I started doing Beachbody and really like trying to restrict during the day and keep within a certain amount of calories and like space and time my meals and stuff, and having to be really like regimented during the day, which goes completely against my personality altogether. As much as I like having like a regimen and scheduled routine and stuff, at the same time I hate it. That's really a part of being a Gemini. I've really been finding out more and more, and I know I'm not really supposed to, like, as a Christian, like put too much into all the zodiac stuff and everything, but there's something to be said as to it, because everything I have looked up, I'm like, oh, that explains that behavior in me. It's so like strong. I mean, it's like, I really think it's because of that. So, anywho, it started when I was doing the beach. I think it did. It might have started before that, but I want to say it really picked up during that. I found myself doing really good during the day, doing everything I was supposed to do, and then at night, it was this uncontrollable, mindless eating. And I literally couldn't fight it. And it was actually scary. And I recognized something's not right. Something like, okay, so I eat a bunch during the day, whatever, like most overweight people, whatever, fine. But But something about this was kind of scary. I had no control. It was a voice inside my head. A voice inside my head telling me to go eat. I found myself eating just to eat, trying to fight it and not being able to fight it, and not being able to calm the voice until I did eat and satisfy it. Not being able to distract myself at all from it. And the girl in the video kind of talks about that too. Like, you can't fight it. You can't distract yourself from this, because it's like, she called it your primal brain or whatever, it's gonna win. You can't rationalize with it. You can't outsmart it or anything. So, and then I found myself, I haven't even really talked to my husband about this, so this is like really serious, and I have a feeling he has been suspicious of things that have happened and stuff. But I found myself like hiding wrappers of stuff that I've eaten, and I'm not like, some people binge, like, I'm talking like thousands of calories. It's nothing like that. Oddly enough, I do have a stopping point, luckily, but it was more than I should have ever been eating at night. More than, and it was the hiding it and the not having any control over it where I knew there was a problem. And I didn't do it every night either. That's what was weird. On the weekends, like when my husband was home, I didn't do it. First of all, because I was just eating whatever I wanted during the day, and it was a much more relaxed day. And then two, he was there, so I'm not gonna binge in front of him because I was ashamed. I was totally ashamed of it, and I knew what I was doing was wrong. And you know, and then he and I would have like a snack at night anyway, so it wasn't like I knew I would be able to relax and we'd have a drink or a snack or whatever. It was the nights where, because he goes to bed earlier than me, he goes to bed usually around like 8 at night, and there's just no way I'm ever going to go to bed at 8 o'clock at night. First of all, I barely just got the kids in bed. Sometimes they go to bed like a few minutes after him. It just depends on the night and how tired he is. But, you know, he wakes up at like 3:34 in the morning and he needs his sleep. So he goes to bed earlier on the 4 days that he works. And I don't know, it was just something about being alone at night. I always watch my shows, which is like, I just love, that's just my thing. And it's always been like that. He's always had a schedule where he went to bed before me, but then all of a sudden this developed. You know, like in the past, like, yeah, I'd have like a snack or something, like totally normal, totally regular, like dessert or a bowl of cereal, you know, just like a snack at night. And that was kind of like what I did. But this was something where it wasn't like, oh, I feel like a snack. It was like, I have to eat something right now to calm. And it was like this feeling, not only it was like this uncontrollable, like she explained it, like a wave that washes over you that you cannot control. Dude, your truck is way too big to be pulling out in front of people like that. Uncontrollable, and I'd eat like a few different things, and it really didn't matter what I ate. I don't know, it was just, I can't really explain it. Anyways, so I have really been trying. I've watched YouTube videos, I've read all kinds of different things on trying to stop it, and I was like, I have an eating disorder. Oh my gosh, like I have a binge eating disorder. Holy cow, like where did this come from? And that actually, it has made me gain a little bit of extra weight. Really what it is I'll lose weight, and then I'll gain the 10 pounds back or whatever when I just kind of get relaxed or whatever. But one thing I started noticing over the time, I mean, this has been like a couple years of trying to like figure this out and stuff. I've noticed when I am more relaxed, when I just eat whatever I want during the day and I'm not like dieting or whatever, I'm not binging at night, not doing it. There'll be nights where I'm like, I don't even want anything, or I'll have like a glass of wine and that's it. Or I might have like a snack or whatever, but that's where it ends, is with that snack. It's not a binge. It's not a, oh my gosh, I have to eat something right now, I have no control type of situation. So I've just been trying to figure this out because I know it's not good at all, and it's mostly the shame and knowing I'm doing something wrong that I mainly have the issue with. So, and hiding stuff. I don't hide things. I'm like, just like right now, I'm telling you guys about this. I'm being very honest. I like to be an open book to people and share my flaws and stuff. And yeah, it takes a lot of courage. I'm not exactly excited about talking to you about this right now, but I feel like the more real I am, the more honest someone else can hopefully be with themselves. I don't know. I have no idea. You would think that fasting would seem like an excessive restrictiveness, but it's very bizarre. More so for me personally, the more small meals I have during the day, for one, it is stressful for me because I'm constantly having to think, okay, what am I going to eat next? When is my next meal? The more I'm eating, the more hungry I am, and the more it's just like, oh my gosh, 2 more hours. Oh, I have 2 more hours before I have to eat. That's literally how I get anxiety over it. I get stressed. Not only that, but I'm having to constantly buy all these different foods to have on hand that I can eat, you know, that are low calorie or whatever. Go explore what. I'm starting to get really annoyed more and more so lately. Or maybe I'm just noticing it because I'm talking to you guys. So yeah, it was like, okay, now it's breakfast time. I woke up, oh, now I have to cook myself something if I'm going to have something healthy. I shouldn't be having cereal or whatever. If I did have cereal, then I'd be starving in a cup. It was just like too much. But fasting gives me control. I'm not hungry right now. I'm really not, honestly. Like, I could probably go till 4 today. Like, I think I'm going to be fine. And badly enough, I haven't had any water today, which is really, really bad. I'm going to definitely get a water when I go to Target. But I don't know if I can really explain it other than when you haven't eaten for however many hours, and I had my coffee, I had my 2 tablespoons of sugar-free sweet creamer in it, which is delicious, even though that cup of coffee goes by really super fast. But yeah, I just haven't had anything to eat, and I'm not hungry. And there will be times where I'll get hunger pains and stuff here and there, but I've been keeping myself really busy. And it's not, what's funny is I'm legitimately hungry because I'm getting hunger pains, but I'm not like mentally freaking out about it. It's I don't know. I can't explain. I'm sure there's something behind it. I'm sure there's some science behind it and stuff, but this is just my personal experience and what I'm dealing with right now. So, and what it's giving me is, by the time I do break my fast, and that's why I keep pushing it back further and further and further, because I've noticed if I break it like around 1, I'm wanting, it's almost, okay, here's a good analogy. When you are drinking with your friends out at a bar, at home, whatever, it doesn't matter, and you're drinking, and then all of a sudden you have to go to the bathroom, and my husband calls it breaking the seal, and all of a sudden, once you've gone to the bathroom, then you're having to go to the bathroom all the time, like the whole time you're out with your friends or whatever. But if you don't break the seal, like, you can go a lot longer, and that's a horrible analogy. But it's the same thing with the eating is, and you know, once I break that seal of breaking my fast, then that's all I want to do is eat. So, except for yesterday, I noticed when I had that milkshake, I wasn't like that. That milkshake was a lot of calories, like a lot. I have no idea what this Unicorn Frappuccino is going to be, but it's only available for 4 days, and gosh darn, I'm going to get myself one. Okay, so to wrap this up, because I am just kind of all over the place, I started seriously fasting again on Monday, and I'm trying to work my way into it where I think on like Monday I broke my fast at noon, but I had, like I told you guys, I had stopped eating at like 6:45ish, And then, but I did have a glass of wine, but I ended that like at 10 or whatever. So, which the glass of wine was probably like 120-ish calories. I don't know. So I'm just trying to like push it back further and further so that at nighttime I have a lot more freedom, and it's just relaxing, and it's like I can just have my dinner. I don't have to cook some like crazy dinner for myself, separate dinner or whatever, and I can just eat what I make for the family. So yeah, it just gives me, it's like if I want to have a snack at night, I can have a snack at night. I don't have to worry about it. If I want my glass of wine at night, I can have my glass of wine at night. I don't have to worry about the calories. So since doing it, oh, and another thing I've noticed they're like, don't weigh yourself every day. For me personally, I need to weigh myself every day. That I know weight isn't everything, and it can fluctuate. It can be all over the place and stuff. But for me, it keeps me on track. This for me is a day-to-day fight. It is a day-to-day battle. Take it a day at a time, not a week at a time. And because if I take it a week at a time, there'll be 2 to 3 days in there where I'm just like, whatever, you know, and I'll catch back up or whatever later in the week when I weigh myself. It's like, no, I have got to do this every day. I have to be diligent every day. And it just helps guide me. So far, it is Wednesday, and I'm down 3 pounds. So I guess I've lost like a pound a day or whatever by doing this. And I don't know, it's so far, and it had worked for me in the past. I'd lost 5 pounds in a week. It just works for me. It works for my weird brain that thinks very differently, I think, than a lot of other people's brains. But yeah, so I'm excited. The other thing is I'm not stressed out about it. I don't have to buy anything weird. I don't really have to do anything weird at all. I don't really have to do anything because I'm not eating. It's just like, you know, you have your coffee in the morning and you drink your water throughout the day, and you just decide when you're going to break your fast. And that's the other exciting thing is it's like, okay, well, what am I going to break my fast with? You know, one of the girls I follow, the main one that really kind of started me on this, even though I was already doing it before, but then I realized, oh, she's doing it and it's like an actual thing, and I found out the name of it, called Intermittent Fasting. Her name is Waist Watcher, and it's waist.watcher on Instagram. She drinks like all this lemon water and typically breaks her fast with a banana. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here, get my shopping done. I need to decide right now if I'm doing this unicorn frappuccino. I really do not want to have to, because what's going to happen is I would have to go get Hannah from school, and then we'd have to drive all the way back into town, because school is not in town at all, just to go to Starbucks to get this. It's probably going to be a super long line because they're releasing this. I don't know. Most people probably aren't even into this. I just have a funny feeling. And then I'm going to have to get them something. They're not going to be able to have the frappuccino thing because it's way too much for them. So yeah, so if they have it here, I'm getting it here. We're doing it. Okay. So I got it. This is what's left. And it was really, really good until you start getting into the blue soury stuff. It's like mango at first, which I love. Really, really good. But then the blue stuff does make it pretty tart. I mean, it's good. It's just like you're having candy shake or something. It's almost like, it's mostly mango, but then once you get to the tart stuff, it's almost like sour cotton candy. Not like blue raspberry or something. It's like sour cotton candy or something. I don't know. And then I got in there, and I was not expecting this. I don't know if it was mentally or what. I was just talking to you guys about how I was just going to have this. I got a grande. I have no idea how many calories. I have to look it up. But then I started looking at the banana nut loaf, and I was like ravaging all of a sudden. So I got that. So, but I'm not having anything else. It's 2 o'clock. I'm still trying to finish this thing. And then That is it until dinner time. So I'm gonna go get Danny Boy right now. Get Danny Boy. Then we have to get Hannah. By the time I get him, we'll go get in line to get Hannah. And then we will get home, and it'll be like around almost 4-ish. Usually like 3:30, 4-ish by the time we get home. Actually, it'll probably be quicker because I will be at the front of the line this time. So it'll probably be closer to 3:30-ish by the time we get home. And then I have got to stay busy for 2 to 2.5 hours I have to stay busy for before we eat. So can I do it? Will I do it? Will I be successful? Because yes, I got the loaf, which was more than what I was planning on getting. But it was so good. It was so fun just to treat myself while I'm spilling a drink. And it's so funny being a stereotypical mom, because I saw all these other moms that drinking this, walking around Target. Hilarious. And I swatched a couple of lipsticks because they were already open. Someone else had already done it, so I was like, well, I'll do it. They were Wet n Wild, and they have 10% off Wet n Wild right now on Cartwheel. So I keep wanting to just add to my lipstick collection. Ooh. So I just finished. Well, there's still a little. Ooh, it is so tart. Like, whoa. I don't even know what flavor that is supposed to be, other than just like pure sourness. Woo!